What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me for this week's edition of Reality Check Friday, aka Crash Out Friday. And what I want to talk to you about today is the Diddy case, the events that's going on and following that. Giving you an update on it. What I've been seeing, or what I saw yesterday, I read up on, is that the prosecution and the judge are trying to throw out a black male juror. I think they said his age was 41 years old from the case, because they're saying that there's some things to him that's going on. They may see some biases or whatever. It was something they made up. I didn't like it. And Diddy's defense team is saying basically they're trying to not give him a fair trial, which I do believe, because in juries, typically you want the jury to be diverse and be a representative of everybody, all races, and male and female. So what's going on with that is this case has been getting mistrials every day. The defense has been arguing for mistrials to come up, and I've seen many instances in this case for the last few weeks has been where it could have been a mistrial, because they're allowing testimony that can be poisonous to the jury to be entered in there into the case. But they're also trying to bring biases in so the jury will not understand what's going on. They'll go off their emotions and not off the evidence that's being presented. And so far, based on all the evidence that's been presented, still no crimes that Diddy committed. Like I said before, maybe the Mann Act, they can get him on that because they're saying that he paid to have these women come over across state lines through different states for illicit purposes. That means sex and sexual activity. But see, people got to understand, the Mann Act, like I said before, was an act, basically a racist act. This is how the FBI was created. And I've got this information from reading up on it, but also the Honorable Judge Joe Brown. I've been watching his podcast and learning a lot about what's going on. I've been watching different judges and different lawyers, hearing their commentary about the Mann Act. And basically what they're saying was the Mann Act was created to take down the first black heavyweight champion of the world, boxer Jack Johnson, because he used to take his white wife and her friends over to see the boxing matches through different states, and the FBI was created to prosecute that, to take down the black man. And also R. Kelly got taken down with the Mann Act. So what I'm seeing, based on this, my knowledge, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been listening to different lawyers and hearing what they've been saying about this, and basically the only way to take him down is the Mann Act. But still, it's going to be hard to take him down based on that, because it's still not really a crime on what they're saying, because he didn't force them against their will to have sex and participate in these freak-offs. They chose to, and they've all said it in their testimony. So I think it's going to be hard to get them. But like I said before, stop listening to what mainstream media is telling you, because they're giving you a piece of what's going on and they're trying to use it for entertainment purposes. And basically, I think this case is just the railroad Diddy and to embarrass him, because I don't see any evidence or anything where they can take him down. Like I said, maybe the Mann Act, because the Mann Act, from what I've read up on and heard, it's a broad law that can be used to prosecute you, to where if they can prove that you did it for illicit purposes, it doesn't matter. Basically, like a man and a wife, or a girlfriend and boyfriend. A man can be charged just for them going on vacation and he's paying for stuff and they have sex. He could be charged for that. It's like, that law has to get repealed. So I don't know any other way that's going to happen. And like I said before, read up on this information. Not just the Diddy case, anything that's going on. Read up on it for yourself. Stop relying on mainstream media to give you the complete full truth, because they're going to stretch it and they're going to try to bring propaganda into this to get you brainwashed into believing what they're saying is right. And that's not always the case. Like I've been hearing on this case, the only reason I know what's going on with this case is because I've been following other people and I've been listening to the case through commentary from court reporters that have been in there, and they're receiving the information and documents as it comes. So I'm saying, stop listening to mainstream media with regards to information, especially with black people, because they're going to often be biased and try to weaponize that stuff to demonize us, to assassinate our character. And that's what's basically going on. I don't think they really cared to lock Diddy up. I think they're after his money. That's why they charged him with RICO statute, because they're trying to get his money and his assets. And see, we need to call that out, because if they can do that to somebody as famous as him and powerful as him as a black person, they can do that to any of us. So that's not being talked about enough, but we really gotta get out there. And I've been hearing that he had a lot of supporters come to the courtroom that haven't been allowed to get in either. So what I'm saying with that is, you gotta start using your mind. Stop listening to these coon-ass reporters and these coon-ass people that are trying to assassinate the black man's character and try to take the black man down. I know he's a domestic abuser and a batterer, but he's not being charged for that. Whatever feelings you may have towards Diddy, do not let those biases influence you on this case. He's being charged with RICO and sex trafficking. Pay attention to that. He's being charged with RICO and sex trafficking. He's not being charged with domestic violence. He's not being charged with being a horrible human being or a monster or a shitty person. That's not a crime. Pay attention to what's going on. Follow the facts. That's all I'm going to say, and that's all I got to say, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a great Father's Day. Celebrate your fathers. To all the great fathers, happy Father's Day. I'll see you next week for the Juneteenth post that I'm going to put up. Right now, I'm relaxing. No motivational Mondays or business Wednesdays for right now. I'm doing other stuff right now. But that will return in the next few weeks. So like I said, thanks for following me. For all of those that follow me and listen. For those of you that are new, like, subscribe, leave comments in the comments section. I want to hear what you got to say. Follow me at I Am Kid Clutch on IG, Kid Clutch Productions on IG, Kid Clutch everywhere else. Like I always say, if you see Kid Clutch on anything and my name is associated with it, follow it so you can stay updated and you can stay educated. Thanks for listening to my commentary. I'll talk to you later. Bye.